so excited for this video. In this video, I'm gonna read like Charlie Spring. I think everyone is obsessed with Heartstopper. It's all over social media. My friends are all obsessed. I love Heartstopper. I read 2 of the graphic novels so far, and I obviously watched the show. And in the show, there are quite a few book Easter eggs in Charlie's room and associated with Charlie generally. I think Isaac has even more, but I wanted to read like Charlie because Charlie's my favorite character. I won't read every book I recognize because I recognized a lot of books on his shelves and that would just be too much. But I chose 2 because they were very obvious choices. I'll explain more now. The first one is Brideshead Revisited by Evelyn Waugh. Waugh? I don't know how to pronounce that name, I'm sorry. This is a modern classic, I think a gay classic. I looked it up on Goodreads and it was definitely tagged as LGBT and it would fit Charlie's character obviously if it was. I think that's why they chose it. I don't know, I'm gonna know more when I have read it, then I will draw parallels to Charlie's character and decide why they chose it for him. But in the show, a poster of this book is hanging on Charlie's wall quite visibly. I think it's the most striking poster in his room. At least it struck me immediately because I recognized that it's a book. But I think it's very striking and I think, well, there has to be a reason why they chose this book and I want to find out why they chose it for Charlie. So I'm gonna read it. I love a gay modern classic. That's definitely a genre I always want to read more of, so that's perfect. I'm so excited to read this book. The second book I chose, I am not as excited about. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it, but I thought I had to read it because it's The Odyssey. And when Nick scrolls through Charlie's Instagram, that's the second picture he looks at. It's a picture of The Odyssey, so I just had to choose it. It's the one book in the show that Charlie will most likely have read, because if you're not a bookstagrammer, you probably only post books that you have read on your Instagram, right? So The Odyssey, I'm a little bit scared. I'm not that much into Greek mythology, I have to say, but I'm willing to give it a try. I love me a classic, and I mean, if Charlie likes it, maybe I will too. We'll see.
Sometimes, said Julia, I feel the past and the future pressing so hard on either side that there's no room for present at all.
I have finished Brideshead Revisited. I don't think I have even told you what it's about yet, so I'm gonna start with that. It's about Charles. In the beginning of the book, he goes to Oxford and meets this guy called Sebastian, and then also gets introduced to Sebastian's very Catholic family. And throughout the whole book, Charles comes to terms with how he doesn't agree with the Catholic values of the family. Nonetheless, he grows very close to that family. I really enjoyed it. The writing was absolutely beautiful. My cat just walked past me. I'm sorry. Yeah, the writing was stunning. I haven't got the book with me right now, but I think in the next clip I will read you an example because it's easily one of the most beautifully written books I have ever read. I wasn't even, for the most part of the book, that interested in what the characters were doing, but I didn't care because it was just so beautifully written. In terms of how it relates to Charlie, I think there's not that much. I mean, it's queer, so that's relating to Charlie, and I think the fact that it's classic is also relating to Charlie in some way because he's pictured as kind of a nerd, so that makes sense. But other than that, I couldn't really see that many similarities. I have also started the Odyssey on the train ride home today, and I don't know. I wasn't really that excited when I saw that Charlie read the Odyssey or that it was pictured on his Instagram in the show because I'm not really a Greek mythology girl. I don't know. I always think, oh, I'll have to try it again because everybody loves it, but it's just not for me. Anyways, I'm gonna finish the Odyssey anyways, and I'm just a couple pages in, so maybe it will get better. I think I also don't have enough background knowledge. I thought maybe if I read the source I would understand more about Greek mythology, but that might have been not such a good idea because at the moment there are a lot of character names that I just don't don't understand, don't know the backstory to. But I'm sure I'm gonna get into it. I mean, I could have picked another book. It's not like that. I I was kind of excited to try it, even though I knew it wouldn't necessarily be for me. Because sometimes I just think I'm missing something with Greek mythology and I've gotta try again. I've explained that already. So yeah, I'll update you when I have more thoughts. Let's give you a bit of a cat cam, shall we?
When the ditches were creamy with meadow sweet, and the air heavy with all the scents of summer, it was a day of peculiar splendor, and though I had been there so often, in so many moods, it was to that first visit that my heart returned on this, my latest.
I finished the Odyssey and it gave me nothing. I'm so sorry, but it was so boring and I honestly couldn't tell you now what happened in it, even though I finished it like yesterday. It's my fault, honestly. It's my fault. I should have chosen another book. I kind of knew this was gonna happen. I just hoped I'd fall in love with it and I'd be one of those Greek mythology girlies. But I'm not. Maybe one day. If you've got a Greek mythology recommendation that I should check out, that you think would make me love Greek mythology, then please comment it and maybe I'll make a video out of it. But the Odyssey, absolutely not. I have already forgotten everything about this book. I'm so sorry, Charlie. I also don't really know how it relates to Charlie. I mean, yes, he's a nerd, and I guess ancient Greek men were kinda gay, but there's no real parallels I can see between Charlie and the book. It's kind of random, but good for him if he liked it. I didn't. I think that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read one of those books or one of the other books Charlie likes in Heartstopper. Okay, bye!